I think the most rewarding part for me, and I think for some of the students, for being out here, is that you feel privileged. You feel like you've been granted an audience that most people aren't. You're in the most biodiverse place on the planet, potentially the most biodiverse place on history. You're here, you're experiencing it, and you're not just a tourist, you're not just passing through, you're actually studying it. You're seeing things, literally seeing things that no one else has ever seen. You're studying things that no one else has ever studied. The knowledge you have is the first in human history to experience that. That's amazing. That's just completely awe-inspiring. And to do it in a place that is as serenely beautiful and utterly amazing as the Amazon rainforest it's just awe-inspiring. There are times where I can't even believe that I'm here, much less that I get to teach a class with all these great young scientists in this place.
Well, the way we got to the Biodiversity Research Station is we took a 6-hour boat ride upriver, which was actually really cool because we got to see all kinds of changes in the environments, going from kind of a more disturbed ecosystem to a really pristine ecosystem. You don't realize how big the effect is until you see it yourself.
We come in on the boat and we step off the boat and it's really muddy and it's raining and we have to carry all of our supplies, which part of me, I still feel like I didn't bring enough, but I felt I brought too much, and we had to carry all of it up here, which was really hard because it was slippery and heavy more than anything, and I wasn't even sure if I was cut out for it. Like, this is hard.
Actually getting to the rainforest and walking in under the canopy was just amazing. You can't believe how huge these trees are until you get here and see a kapok that's 15 feet wide. It's just insane and beautiful and really cool.
Here at the Biodiversity Station, instead of sitting in a classroom where your professor is lecturing at you and you're learning from them, it's a much more open discussion. It is us as students, we get to make decisions about our projects, about our research, about what we want to know, and then our professors are there to guide us.
It's not just in the classroom for an hour 3 times a week that you get to learn. I'm learning full time, and we'll be on a hike and I'll just be like, I don't know much about this, teach me. It's really good to be able to just ask them whenever you want, 24/7.
There are some distinct advantages here in that all the things that we tell our students about all the time are actually happening for them. And so we get to watch them say, oh, that stuff in the book is real, or oh, I had no idea that thing was that big, or that it was that small, or that it worked this way. And it's super fun to watch that kind of stuff happen. I could never put together a PowerPoint that would provide the experience the students are getting from the rainforest.
I think the benefit for the students from being constantly surrounded by other students and by faculty there's many benefits to it. But one of the big ones is that it encourages you to think all the time about your field and to really view yourself as a scientist. I don't think they're here saying, oh, this is a class and I can just do it and I'm done. They're here going, I'm a scientist, I'm here to study this. Everything that I've learned, all the classes that I've taken, they're valuable. And oh, I understand now why I need that knowledge. I understand how this is applied. And it also gives you a chance to come up with new questions and bounce them off of faculty in an organic way.
It is super rewarding to be able to design your own project and carry it out. That is hugely rewarding, to be able to do all this work beforehand and you have no idea what it's like, and then you get here and you do it and it all works out. So here in the jungle, my research project is encompassing medicinal plants. I'm going to learn about all the medicinal plants that they use out here, and I'm going to take some of them that might be used for wounds and test them to see if they have antimicrobial qualities to them.
So my research project focused on fish in the streams here in the Amazon rainforest, and I'm going to be seining, which is netting some of the streams in the area, and counting different species and the number of population of fish in the area, as well as the invertebrates in the stream, which is a good tell of how healthy the ecosystem is. And this is also setting up preliminary information for further studies down the road to see how any more degradation of the rainforest, let it be agriculture or logging or mining, how it will have an effect on the fish population and the stream health.
The benefit of doing your own research as an undergrad is that it gives you a chance to really engage with material that otherwise you're just sitting in a classroom and hearing. It washes over you in a classroom, and it's good to be exposed to it, but you don't really understand it until you get a chance to do it. And it's also a chance to practice your skills and develop your own abilities as a scientist. It gives you a chance to show that you can conduct a project from beginning to end, that you are familiar with dealing with frustrations. In this case, that you can stand working out in the jungle being nibbled on by bugs, that you can deal with sudden rainstorms, that the trepidations that you might encounter don't throw you, and that you can take it from conception all the way through execution and then to presentation. That kind of complete project is something that undergraduates do not normally have a chance to experience, and it's one of the reasons that I came to Radford, because we have the chance to give them a full research experience here.
Here I have a wasp trap, and I currently am using the standard bait that came with it. And really what I'm just hoping to do is test out different spots and see what's out there. So through using this and different other kinds of baits, I really just want to kind of survey the different kinds of insects. Hopefully I get some wasps. If not, maybe I'll catch some cool bugs. But that's what this beauty does.
I'm going to do fungus collection samples, and as a part of my grant, I'm also doing community outreach. So for my community outreach, I'm going to take time-lapse videos of fungus to gain public interest in the fungus kingdom.
This is the second part of my experiment. The first part, when I was collecting samples, I was in Puerto Maldonado, and I was collecting water samples from what we might consider an urban environment. There, the bacteria are probably different than the ones that we see here in the pristine environment. So I'm going to hop down in that little, stream where the people at the research station get their drinking water, and I'm going to collect some water samples.
So right in front of me, I have a trail of leafcutter ants, and they're called that because they climb up and cut up the leaves, and then they'll carry them along these trails. And then I've 3D printed these obstacles of different shapes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place these in front of the trails and watch how they move. And then, once that's in place, I have these neodymium magnets that I'm going to place in the obstacles and see if the introduction of a magnetic field changes how they move at all.
I'm making plots where an ecotone is, and what an ecotone is exactly is a different area within a larger ecosystem. It's characterized by different physical gradients or just environmental factors like soil, temperature, pH, elevation, moisture, stuff like that, and also what type of trees and vegetation is there.
My research is on macaws and vigilance behavior responding to different auditory stimuli, specifically human activity. I will be playing different playbacks of certain noises, so chainsaw, human voices, harpy eagle, screaming piha, and boat engine noises. And that is to elicit a response. So we'll be looking at head turns and flyaways and flash behavior from the macaws.
So we have students from all different academic backgrounds at all different levels of academia too. We have graduating seniors and then sophomore who hope to come back on the next trip. And it's interesting to watch how they're all learning and growing together and teaching each other and feeding off of each other and problem solving with each other. We had the mathematician teaching the geospatial scientist how to calculate the diameter of trees that he couldn't figure out how he could wrap a measuring tape around. And that kind of stuff is never going to happen unless you bring all of these students together in this environment and give them problems to solve. And I think that's just incredible.
I think it's really cool that there's different people from different majors on this trip. Obviously you'd think only biologists would come, but having people like physics majors and mathematics and geospatial science really puts a different element to it, because they think of things that you didn't think that way, Not everybody thinks like a mathematician, and so it really has changed a few ideas of what we're going to do here for the better.
If you're just surrounded by the people who think like you do and do what you do, that's not necessarily bad. You can do neat things, but the really creative ideas come from working with other people, from seeing different perspectives. It's one of the same reasons that it's great to be here with not just Americans, but with Peruvians and people who work and live here. You get a different angle on the problems that are faced in the jungle.
I think studying abroad is really important, especially at this age. It's really good to get to know how other people live in the world, and that you don't just live in a little bubble.
We've managed to put people in a situation where they're with locals in a habitat that they would never see, in a situation that they're rarely in. We don't have electricity here. We have a cook that cooks all of our food for us, and we are portioned out what we're supposed to eat. And especially for students who are looking to study field biology or get into the field, this is a really, really immersive and relevant way to learn how to do that and to kind of get their feet wet into what it's actually like to work in the field.
While this is all really awesome and great, it is entirely in danger of not being here. With loggers close by, just upriver, this is something that is in danger of getting taken away. So while I'm having a great time here and doing research, it could be gone.
It's important to come here to study this place and to talk about what we learn here so that we can encourage other people to protect and preserve it. If this isn't protected, if it isn't preserved, it will be lost. And I think that's inevitable given the rate of deforestation that's currently happening. And I think that's even more important for students to encounter than for anyone else. For them to see what's happening, for them to have first-person experience, not just of this natural wonder, but also to drive through areas that have been logged, that have been turned into farming pastures or papaya fields. That is the whole perspective, and that's something that we need to understand the value of this place in comparison to how it's being changed. If you don't see the negative, if you don't see the destruction, it's easy to ignore the positive, to think that this is a forest that goes on forever, but it's not. It's a forest that's under threat. It's a forest that's under danger. It's an amazing place full of amazing things, and if we don't protect it, if we don't preserve it, and if we don't study it, those things may be lost forever.
Just by virtue of the students being here, this place is being protected. The students' presence at this station has helped let everyone know in the Piedras River and the greater watersheds that tourism and ecotourism and research are the future of the Amazon.
I feel like I haven't even been here that long, but it's already been an amazing and life-changing experience. Being here in the jungle, there's so much life around you, and I feel like just being here without all the research and without coming here with a class is a life-changing and rewarding experience to be in the jungle.
By bringing these students here and showing them the wonder of this place and allowing them to explore it and allowing them to grow as scientists in it, I feel like I'm doing my part to save the wonder that is the Amazon.
If there's one thing that I hope the students can take away from this experience, it's that there's a reason for science, and that science is not a textbook thing. It's not something that's already been done. It's something that you do. It is a process. It is a working thing. That you go out there and you study these things that are unknown, and that there's so much that's unknown, and that they can be the ones to discover it. That they can actually advance that frontier, that they can take steps to find a tree or a frog or a physiological aspect or an antimicrobial property that no one else has ever seen. That those small advances in knowledge make a huge difference, that they can help protect this place, that they can help to make the world a better place, that it's a real thing.